So the question really is, do we actually believe in evolution? And this is a very intriguing and delightfully self-implicating question. So when we say, do you believe in evolution, there's no doubt that everybody who's listening, I think it's fair to assume, believes in cosmic evolution, which means that there was a cosmic process that had a beginning in time that ultimately created the conditions in which made it possible for life to emerge. And as a result of the emergence of life, I think it's something like 3 billion years ago, the conditions were set to ultimately make it possible for the emergence of human beings and capacities for higher consciousness and higher cognition. And I think we can see that an evolutionary process produced ourselves, that we are the products of that process, that our own physical structures and brain structures and psychological capacities and psychic capacities and even spiritual capacities were created as a result of a deep time evolutionary creative process. So this really is not that hard for intelligent people to understand and appreciate. But I think a much more intriguing question and a much more profound question and a much more challenging question is actually, how much do we really believe that it's possible for ourselves to evolve? So the question, do we believe in evolution, doesn't necessarily mean, do we believe in the process of evolution? Do we believe that we're part of an evolving cosmos? Because I'm pretty sure that everybody already believes that we're part of an evolutionary process, that our own humanity has been produced by an evolutionary process, and all of our human capacities have been produced by an evolutionary process. But the interesting and intriguing part of the question is, do we, as individuals, believe that it's possible for ourselves to intentionally or consciously have this process or make this process evolve through us? Do we believe that it's possible to consciously evolve? And what I found over the 24 years that I've been a teacher is that, to my surprise, really, I found that most people don't really believe it's possible to evolve. They believe in evolution. They believe and recognize that we're all part of an evolutionary process that had a beginning in time. But when we look at the question introspectively, when we look at ourselves, at the way we relate to the self that we experience ourselves to be at the level of consciousness and cognition and emotion, and we say, well, do I believe that it's possible for me to evolve, to become more of who I already am? Can I become more at the level of consciousness and the level of cognition? Can my experience of self deepen and complexify as a result of my own efforts and aspirations? And I found that most people don't really believe that it's possible. They may pay it lip service, but I've discovered, that many people believe in evolution, but they don't necessarily believe that it's possible for them to evolve as a result of their own desire to do so. So in the way we're speaking about it today, really believing in evolution really should also mean I also believe that it's possible for me to evolve and to become more of who I already am. So believing in evolution in this case would mean I believe that it's possible for my own self to evolve and to become more of who I already am. And this conviction, or the awakening to this conviction, or the cultivation of this conviction, this belief, or the sense of confidence that I can become more of who I already am, is actually what makes the next evolutionary step at the leading edge of consciousness and culture actually possible. It's only in those individuals who actually believe and have deep faith and confidence in their own capacity to evolve as a result of their own faith and their own conviction in their own capacity to develop is what's going to make the evolution of consciousness at the leading edge actually a possibility. So the question here of do you believe in evolution is actually a very important question for all of us, and I would assume this includes everybody who's listening today, that really care about the evolution of consciousness and culture. For all of us who really recognize the importance of the evolution of consciousness and culture, we really have to find the answer really looking first and foremost within ourselves. So is it possible for me, for the individual that I see myself as being right now in this very moment, as I am in all my imperfection, is it possible for me to evolve at the level of consciousness? Can I become more of who I already am? Do I believe that it's possible for me to do that? So those of us who have no doubt that it's possible to evolve will be the ones that will make that actual evolution possible. And those individuals who believe in the evolutionary process but don't necessarily believe that it's possible for them to participate in it will not. They will participate in the process of life, and they will be, as consumers and to some degree participants in the human experience and life experience, but they're not necessarily going to be the architects of the next stage of human development. So believing in evolution and believing in our own capacity to evolve, means everything for all of those individuals who really care about where we're going. Because ultimately, if we really care about where we're going, we want to have some say about the direction we're going in, and we want to do everything we can to play a role in the developmental process. So believing in evolution, ultimately, in the way we're speaking about it today, and in the way I'm speaking about it right now, means really believing in our own capacity to participate in the process. So ultimately, we'd want to say, if I believe in evolution, I believe in my own capacity to evolve. And I think that's really the most important part of all this.